just twirl this up here. Father of mine, take me back to the day. Yeah, when I was still your golden boy, back before you.
6-0 in the division because the rest of the division sucks.
This is the best division in football, Tori. Take that step back. We are seeing the true quarterback that he really is, which he is not a very good quarterback.
Welcome to the Man Now, where we taking over. It's time to give you them facts. Won't miss a game or two, cause we here for you and we reporting all of them stats. We coming to you live to keep you updated. Broadcast across the country, we the fan favorites. Break the volume to the max and don't nobody touch it. We crossing topics off the list, addressing every subject. So if you ain't got a clue, then you can tune in and give it 24 hours and we back again. Breaking news, new scoops, we the top dogs. From the fields to the courts, we report it all. Buzzer beat us through your speakers, we the ones to call. Trust us for the news if it's got a ball. Giving you the top stories cause we love the turf. Tell a friend to tune in and where you heard it first. Yeah, you're listening to the Man Now. We taking over, it's time to give you them stats. Yeah, you listen to the Man Now. Miss a game or two cause we reporting all of them facts. Yeah, you listen to the Man Now. We taking over, it's time to give you them facts. Turn the speakers up a little loud. Miss a game or two cause we reporting all of them stats. Cause you listen to the Man Now.
And what is up, Man Hour Nation? Michael Buckasha here with the Man Hour. Be sure to head over to manhourradio.com. Check out the Beastie merch. Check out the Man Hour logo merch. And, of course, check out the Takeaway 22 merch. Also, guys, dropping here in the next couple days over there at Man Hour Radio. On Friday afternoon, we will be posting up all of our intros, and we are having a mixtape made for strictly just for Man Hour. So I've kind of kept that underneath wraps a little bit, but it will be posted right there on manhourradio.com. Of course, you can always find it on Spotify, iTunes, of course, iHeartRadio as well. Download the whole Man Hour intro album. So we'll have there are 7 songs on just like on there. We have all 3 of our intros on there, and then some other mixed songs in there as well. Very excited about that. So, guys, we do have a good show lined up for you today. We're going to talk some Brian Flores. Obviously, Brian Flores has filed a class action lawsuit versus the NFL. We will get into deeper of what that means for him. What does it really mean to a person like me on the outside looking in? But tonight on Man Hour at youtube.com/Man Hour at 8 p.m. East Coast time, we will have other people weighing in on the situation as well. We have Luke G, we'll have Kevo, and we'll probably have Wayne G weigh in on the situation as well. We are going to talk some Jimmy G trade rumors as he hopes to land on a good team. Though don't all teams hope to land on a good team in the end? And then, of course, we got the infamous What Does. It is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day to everybody that is out there. Hope you guys are having a great day so far. Hopefully your morning is starting off correctly. I know back in Kansas, they got 6 or 8 inches of snow. Plus, it's still coming down. Here in Indiana, it is icing right now. It's rain, sleet, snow mix. It's absolutely treacherous outside. Really nasty. And, of course, Northeast got 25 feet of snow like they always do at this time of year. So, guys, be safe out there on the roads. What else we got coming up? Oh, we got the Senior Bowl. Guys, Senior Bowl is out. Senior Bowl is out and about. So, if you guys don't know what the Senior Bowl is, it is where basically college players that are seniors that are not projected to go in the top 3 or top 4 in the 3 or 4 rounds in the draft, they jump out there and they show their skills in basically a bowl game. So it is really for a lot of undernamed schools, Division II, Division III school players get in there and really showcase their talents. And we'll dive deeper into that and what does that all mean. But guys, sorry about yesterday. COVID hit me again, really rough. My oxygen level dropped down 60. It was absolutely ridiculous. I was high. I was ready to go. Not high, but high on life. Ready to go. And then all of a sudden, man, it hit me like a ton of bricks. And I was in bed all day. Ultimately ended up going to the old doctor over there and getting the antibody treatment and whatnot. It's just absolutely crazy. But thank you guys for bearing with us here on this time of COVID and transitioning and whatnot. If you guys watch us up on Belly Up TV, bellyup.tv, I should say, I got the chat pulled up. So if you guys want to chat over there, we got the chat happening if you're on a computer. On the mobile app, I have not figured out how to chat with it yet. So if you guys want to chat with us on the mobile app or on your phone, go over to youtube.com/manhour, and I got the chat pulled up over there as well. So we also streaming on Facebook, but we don't push Facebook because Facebook sucks in the end. They try to censor the man. They're so evil to me. I have been shut down on Facebook more times than I can count. In just the last year alone. Man Hour is a year old, and we've been shut down at least 6 times for saying COVID. It is what it is. They are trying to censor us, and you know what? They cannot censor us forever because we are live, raw, and uncut right here on bellyup.tv. So, guys, be sure to also, I didn't know this, but you can rank this channel. So if you're on bellyup.tv, I haven't figured out how to do it. I think you got to like sign in and make a username, but you can drop a ranking over there, and guys, rank it. Give us a true, honest ranking over there, like what is happening, and also share this with a couple friends if you are getting any pleasure out of this at all. The pleasure bone, right? But first, we start every day with the word of the day. And bird is not the word today, but every time I hear that on Family Guy, like, I freaking love it. Bird, the word. But today's word of the day is going to be for sale. That's right, for sale. So if you guys do not know, the Denver Broncos have officially hit the market, hit the real estate out there, and they are officially up for sale. After 38 years of ownership, they have decided to pass the torch on to somebody else. Obviously, when every professional franchise goes up for sale, it is going to be the next highest person, right? Or it is the next record-breaking deal, right? We saw it with the Clippers, and then who else got sold? The Dallas Mavericks and the Cowboys, right? So when a franchise always goes up, is always the next biggest thing, record-breaking, right? It is reported that they'll probably go for $4 billion. Wrap that amount in your head, $4 billion, but they'll probably make that in a year back, right? Because the NFL is the most wealthiest sports franchise out there. But I got a poll question happening over here at youtube.com/manhour. It will pop up eventually here. But would you buy the Denver Broncos? Like, would you buy a professional team? I know I would. Like, I actually texted my mom and dad, like, hey, can I get a $5 billion loan? Of course, it was a LOL. Are you stupid? And then my kid, like, and my dad's like, wait. It's for the Broncos, isn't it? I'm like, well, yeah, let's do it. He's like, well, I don't know if I can work with John Elway. He broke my heart so many times as a Chiefs fan. No, but when you think about this, they have owned the Denver Broncos for 38 years. I don't know what it really takes to be a owner of a franchise by any means, but I do know what it's like to own the Man Hour or whatever, right? And I owned an indoor football team, and really, the ownership hires people to do the work for them in the end. Yes, you were there as a head and you paid the bills, but hey, you hire a CPA to pay the bills and take care of all the tax write-offs and like whatnot. So you're telling me, well, it's a Broyles family, right? You were telling me that he doesn't have anybody in his family that he could pass that down to, or anybody in his family that wouldn't want that? You guys are absolutely crazy about that. Like, you're stupid. Like, come on. If my dad owned if my dad owned the Houston Texans or the New York Giants right now, which we'll get into them here in a couple minutes here on the Man Hour, I'd be like, Dad, don't make me off you so I can own the team. Like, I would take it in a heartbeat. But the word of the day is for sale. Denver Broncos are officially up for sale. So if anybody wants to pool their, all their dollar bills and get like $6 billion together, I mean, I would buy it. Let's do it. Word of the day for sale. All right, guys, so it is time to get into that deep sports talk, but as always, you got to welcome people into the chat. We see Drew in the chat. What's going on, Drew? Hope you're having a great day. Drew's probably at physical therapy right now, so Drew, share this with the people at PT. Let them know that we're listening to the best damn sports show out there, hands down. I see Rule the Jungle in the in the chat. He says, so over here at youtube.com /Man Hour, we do have a poll going on. Will Brian Flores ever coach in the NFL again? And he says, if you vote yes, you are blind. We will get into that very. And then we got Nana in the chat. What's up? She says, good morning. Can only listening for a minute, but happy to see y'all. Nana, your boy, Mr. Buck Nasty, flies solo in the morning because I officially have switched over to overnights. And so I get my relaxation time right here, burn all my energy, and then go hit the sack before I play with the boys for like a little while. So big shout out to Nana. Thank you for tuning in here. She is out there protecting the people. Protect those people, Nana. We love you over there. Drew says no more PT. Good, Drew. I am glad you are healthy. I'm glad you are in there. So definitely stop hurting your back. Tell your wife to carry her own weight for like a little while. I know you are a supporter of that family and your back gets tired. But Drew, slow it down, baby. Slow it down. Come on, stop getting hurt, Drew. Then I'm going to jump over to bellyup.tv. He says Buck is a fanboy. Buck is getting that was from yesterday. Come on, baby. You knew I support my Mahomies, even though I said hashtag bench Mahomes like week 4, and then bada bing, bada boom, the Chiefs exploded. You're welcome, Chiefs Kingdom. But let's get into it, guys. Let's get into it. The title topic of the show is Brian Flores. So if you guys do not know, Brian Flores, ex-Miami Dolphins coach, ex-New England Patriots coach, has filed a class action lawsuit versus the New York Football Giants and the NFL for basically not giving him a proper dealing of getting hired on to the NFL. So if you guys don't know, the NFL does have a Rooney Rule, which basically, did you guys hear that thunder? That was scary. No, that's my son. Little man's out here. So basically, guys, the NFL has a Rooney Rule where they have to interview X amount of minority coaching GMs, etc., to fulfill the Rooney Rule before they hire somebody for said position. Offensive coordinator, head coach, GM. Actually, I don't know if coordinators apply for the Rooney Rule or not, but generally every spot in the NFL that you're hiring for, you have to interview a black minority, or not black, but a minority person, Indian, Mexican, black, whatever, right? Basically somebody that isn't white in the end. So all about skin color. So with that being said, Brian Flores has a class action lawsuit against the New York Giants and the NFL because he basically says that the only reason why the Giants interviewed him was to fulfill the Rooney Rule. He sent a text to Bill Belichick. I don't know how the text conversation started, but of course people always keep their receipts, so guys always watch your back when you do this kind of thing here. So basically Bill Belichick congratulated him on the job, and he's like, wait a second, I don't even interview till Thursday, and today's only Tuesday. What are you talking about? And it turns out that Bill Belichick was texting the wrong Brian. He meant to text Brian D-Ball and not Brian Flores. So Brian Flores actually went to the interview still on Thursday, interviewed with them, and then the next day he filed a class action lawsuit against the Giants and the NFL. So when it comes down to it, it makes me scratch my head a little bit. So Brian Flores is probably bitter from getting fired from the Miami Dolphins still. Let's just be honest about that. He basically turned that team around, missed the playoffs 2 years in a row because questionable coaching decisions, i.e. bitching Ryan Fitzpatrick, and then starting out 0-7 and then getting that eight game streak, or whatever. But either way, he is probably bitter about that. So he was up for some head coaching opportunities. And so when it comes down to it, when Brian Flores got those text messages from Bill Belichick interview hadn't happened. He knew Brian Daboll already got the job, and they were strictly just interviewing him to fulfill their Rooney rules and like whatnot, right? Why would you go to that interview still? If you know you don't have a shot, if you know you have nothing to gain from said thing, right? Why even waste your time, their time, money for flights or like all that kind of, why would you do that? Basically, in the back of Brian Flores' head, this was all a ploy because he knew what he was going to do. Let's just be honest about it. He knew what he was going to do. He knew that he was going to go do this, this, and this because he wanted to get back at the New York Giants. He wanted to get back at the NFL. So would you guys ever go interview for a job if they knew they already had their candidate and they're just fulfilling their obligations of doing said interview still? I want to tell you no, because I have been in that situation before. When I first applied for the promotion at my current job, I knew that they already had their guy in mind. They wanted this guy. They wanted to mold him. He has a master's degree. He has a PhD. He has this, and this, right? He fulfills all the obligation, just not the years of experience. And they're simply hiring me because of they were interviewing me simply because of the fact that I was already an employee there, and it would look very, very, very bad if they didn't. I ultimately pulled my name from there because I didn't want to waste my time or waste their time because I knew what was going to happen. So then it comes down to it about like I understand that people thinks there is oppression still, which I'm sure there is. Like I don't see it firsthand. I see a reverse a lot of the oppression. I've been passed over 3 or 4 times for a job because I didn't fit the certain skin color, right? Which is absolutely ridiculous. But this happens all the time. When a general manager and a owner have their guy, why do they have to interview this, and this, and this, and this, right? Like when I interview people to join me on the Man Hour, right? I mean, you can call it an interview, like ask them and like whatnot. I knew who I wanted. I reached out to Combs. I'm like, hey, actually Combs reached out to like me. He's like, hey, let's do this, right? Combs didn't interview 5 other people. He knew he wanted to do it with me. He asked me. We had a little sit down interview conversation, and then bada bing, bada boom. Man Hour's here, right? Like that is just the way that's the way it happens all the time, guys. When you apply for said job, you have a piece of paper that has all your credentials on there. By the time you walk into the interview, they already have their mind set like, hey, I'm going to hire this person because he fits this, check, and check, right? He fits all these credentials. And really, the only way I'm not going to offer him the job if he's a complete dickhead in the interview. It is simple as that. So I get the whole Rooney Rule. I get it. Owners have been owners for, what the Denver Broncos owner has been there for 38 years. They're stuck in their ways. I get it. Right? But when we implemented this Rooney Rule, it was simply just to appease the people. Let's just be flat out honest about it. It was simply there to appease the people. If you say it's any otherwise, you are absolutely full of crap. You are absolutely full of crap. Luke G says, I would love to hop on this conversation. Luke G, the phone lines are open, my man. You can call in at 812-648-HOUR. That is 812-648-4687. Or you can join us tonight, Luke. And because we'll be talking about this again tonight, like we have Kevo joining on, and I'd love to have you join on in this conversation as well. Because Luke G is the most level-headed person and sees both sides of the fence guy that I know. He does not let his emotions take over himself. He sees it for what it is, and so Luke G, I would love to have you on, man. So let me know. You can call into the show now, or we can do it tonight at 8 p.m. East Coast time, because definitely room for you to talk. So the phone number is 812-648-4687. That's 812-648-HOUR. Phone and text lines are brought to you by Skull Candy Headphones. Head over to skullcandy.com. Use promo code MANHOUR at checkout to save yourself some dollar bills, y'all, on that thing. As my music's still blacking, it's still blasting. It said roll out. We're not rolling out yet. We are going to wait for that call from Luke G. So with that being said, guys, people are blaming Bill Belichick on this whole thing, right? Of this whole thing. He says people out there that basically say, hey, Bill Belichick had it in with the Giants and they knew yada, yada, yada. And Bill Belichick basically threw the Giants underneath the bus in this whole situation. I get it. We see the surface, but let's look down deep into it. Do you think Bill Belichick really wants to demise any NFL team? No. Don't be stupid on that. He doesn't want to do that. Simple mistake. I have phone numbers in my phone from years ago that are simply first name basis. And when I text them, hell, some numbers I don't even have saved in my phone, but we have many conversations. And sometimes I'm like, who is this guy? I have to scroll back up and see it because it's a guy from work, right? So, I mean, like, I don't always save numbers from work because, like, I'm not going to proactively seek them out and say, hey, happy birthday, have a great day. Like, I don't really care about like about that. Not to be rude or stout on the whole situation, but it is what it is. But basically, guys, Bill Belichick understands the NFL at the end of the day. That's why Bill Belichick knew that Brian DeBall got the job. Let's just be honest. He sees it what it is. He sees it all on the surface. He sees, hey, they interviewed this guy first, and then they interviewed this guy. Usually, you reach out to the candidate that you want first, right? Like, let's say Drew, Luke, and Combs all apply to be on the Man Hour here. But I really want Luke G. Am I going to interview Drew and Combs first because Luke G might get another job somewhere else? No, I'm going to interview Luke first because of the simple fact that I want him. I want him to give me an answer right now, and then I'm going to fulfill my other obligations. But hey, we got a gentleman's handshake at the end of the interview. Get him a tour of the place. I'm like, hey, I'm going to extend you the offer on the job. Let me know in a week. In that week time, I still feel obligated to fulfill those interviews with Drew and Combs. So and then Nana says, sorry guys, Nana gets that job. Yeah. So let's say Nana is like up for it, but she is a female. But yeah, I don't really want her. But here at the Man Hour, we have to interview 3 females before we hire Luke G. So I'm going to say, hey, Luke G, let's get back in a week. I want you, but I got to interview Nana and Stacy and Sydney first. Just because I got a quota to fill. You got to do what you got to do at the end of the day. It is what it is. Like, sorry to say it, guys, but sadly, it is what it is. Luke said I tried to call a few times. It just rings. Ooh, wrong PIN number. Let me see, Luke. Let me pull it up. This is just like a burner phone, because of all the illegal activities I do. So I got a burner phone. Luke, hit me up on Twitter, man, and send me your phone number, and I will give you a call. So, guys, we are going to go to the first break here. Drew says Nana's getting my vote. Well, duh. Oh, there's my man Luke right there. There he is. What's up, Luke?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Oh, brother, living this dream, and And as soon as this topic came up on the rundown, you were like the first guy that come to mind that I would love to talk to you about, honestly, because we actually were going to talk about it last night, but COVID hit me with that COVID brain, and my oxygen level dropped way down. But you know how it is with the whole COVID crap, right?
Oh yeah, I've been having a few problems since I've gotten over it. So yeah, it's a little bit different. And even still tonight, we could definitely still talk about it. I think that there's a certain part of this conversation that's being missed out. Because I agree with you that, you know, if I run a business, why do I have to interview this and this person? Like, exactly. I get it, but I also understand the reason why it is in place. So one of the things that I think is being missed is this: the Rooney Rule, for many African Americans who are coaching, they're not a fan of it because it only says that you got to interview me, and it's a waste of our time, it's a waste of our effort, right. It's a waste of money, and so it's like, hey, you know, you're only doing this to satisfy this. You really don't want to give me a shot. And when the Rooney Rule was first introduced, it was with the idea that, hey, who knows if these people get this interview that they don't come in here and blow you away, and now they get. We know that if I already have my mind made up on who it is that I really want, that I think can get me there, no matter who I interview, is not going to change anything. Right. The problem with the Rooney Rule that I think that's being missed is it was never expanded upon. They never took a look at it and said, hey, here's the thing that, you know, instead of saying, hey, you have to interview a minority coach, they should have looked at it and said, you know, it expanded on it by saying things like, I'm trying to choose the right word, but they should have said things to the effect of, like, hey, make sure that you are, you know, you're being diverse in your interviewing process, and doing things like that. Because sometimes having all the qualifications don't make you the best candidate. Right. Sometimes it's attitude. Sometimes it's personality. Sometimes, because whether you know it or not, even when you apply to any job, it's a relational fit. Like, if you're going into a relationship, do I want to be here? Do y'all appreciate me? Do I appreciate y'all? And to me, when I look at Brian Flores, his lawsuit, in my opinion, looks hard to prove. Okay, so you got some text messages that say that they already got their guy, and like that's where it gets confusing for me, because now the things that I do find interesting was when he said he was told to tank in 2019, and that every game he lose, he'll get an additional $100,000. And it looks like he was like, forget that, I want to win. Right. And tried to win. I just think that it didn't for them to turn around and then say, hey, we're letting you go because of your record. Well, you told me to do this and this and this. But then I can also see the argument where they say, yeah, but you did the opposite. So to me, the biggest thing that and I'm trying to save a lot for later, but the biggest thing for me is it was never expanded upon. It was never pushed. They're even giving you draft picks now for hiring minority coaches. Which is stupid to me. Which is absolutely stupid to me. It is stupid because it's like, so you're giving me a prize to hire a minority coach. And I have a friend who I've been having this conversation with for about over a few months. And I told him, I said, you know, people like Raheem Morris, when he came to the Bucks, I thought he sucked. I thought Todd Bowles was terrible. Yeah. I thought Leslie Frazier was meh for the Vikings. I thought that, you know, Romeo Cornell did not perform as a head coach. And I said, sometimes people are just good coordinators. Yeah. And the reality is this. Whether you put these rules in place or not, people are still going to hire who they feel they want to hire. So, to me, the Rooney Rule don't need to happen. What they can do to make it more inclusive, in my opinion, just me, I think one of the things they can do is they can, instead of saying, hey, you have to interview a minority head coach, and hey, we're going to give you a draft pick for getting a minority head coach or a general manager. Instead of doing that, what I think they should have did was, and I could be wrong about this, but what I think they could have did was is they could have created a system that allows for coaches to come up through the ranks within their own organization. Let those guys go over there, those assistants, those hot name assistants, and let them be the head coaches of the Pro Bowl. Let them be the head coaches of the Senior Bowl and the other little stuff that they're doing. Let those be the guys. Mm-hmm. And then people have more and more time to see what they get as it, because whether people know it or not, coaching is not a position; it's a skill. If you are a carpenter, that's a skill. That's not a position.
Facts.
If you're a firefighter, you fight fires. That is a skill, not a position. And coaching is a skill, not a position. I think that we're getting to a point where they have to put these rules in place because you're still trying to combat things that has been this country's history, and that's where it gets complex for me.
Yeah. So let me ask you this question here, just because I have been in situations where I've been hired as a coach just because I connect well with said person, right? So like this sophomore class, I've known these kids since I was, since they were 6, right? And I know how they work, and I'm that people's coach, right? So air quotes there if you didn't see that, because you were on the phone. But with that being said, do you think that when a black coach is hired, just because so don't take this the wrong way, this is just me just spitballing stuff at a wall. So when most players come up in the NBA, or not the NBA, but the NFL, they have this me attitude. They have this over the top ego. They've come from 0 and now they're 100, right? Hit doesn't matter if you're black, white, purple, green, right? Everybody has that ego in the NFL, most of them, right? So do you think when they hire a black coach, they expect that coach, or people think that coach will be like that and then cater to the players and not be a well-spoken person like Brian Flores or Lewis, what's the guy's name from ESPN? Do you think
Louis Riddick?
Yeah, do you think when they are hiring these black people or not hiring these black people, it is because they expect them to be, or the perception is to see them one way, but actually they're this way in the end? Does that make sense?
Yeah. I think what you're seeing, in my opinion, is some people have ideas in their mind of who can get them there. So, for example, I'm a Lions fan, right? And we had our first African American head coach in Jim Caldwell, and I wanted him fired. And I wanted him gone. I certainly didn't want Matt Patricia, but I certainly wanted him gone, because, in my opinion, he had taken him as far as he could. And then on top of that, I had other evidence where I'm like, this guy had Peyton Manning. He had Edgerrin James and all these other superstar players, Joseph Haddad and Bob Sanders. I mean, great talent. And he gets the Super Bowl and he can't close the deal. And it's because he was conservative. He never ran the ball. And I wanted a coach who can connect with the players, which I believe he did. But I also wanted a coach who understood time management and in-game situation, and he didn't. And he never beat anybody that had any coach that had a winning record. And when he got injuries, he suffered. And it wasn't even competitive. And so, yeah, I wanted him going. And I think what you're seeing now is these coaches that come in, they interview, and the idea is, or the assumption is, they're all doing great in the interview. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're talking about things that the owner don't want to happen for his team. You're coming in talking about, oh, well, we're gonna draft quarterback and we're going to pass, and I just took Justin Fields. Well, I don't want another quarterback.
Right.
Because maybe I need you to come in and be excuse me. Maybe I need you to come in and be okay with Justin Fields, right? Which is one of the reasons why I think Jim Harbaugh never cared for the Bears job.
Right.
He didn't want Justin Fields.
He got tired of Justin Fields beating him, right?
To me, Yeah.
I'm just playing.
Now me, I can always see it from both sides because I have also seen where there's been some disparities there, in certain areas where they recycled a lot of these lame duck coaches, and I'm like, how did he get another coaching job, right? Like I don't even care if he got a coordinator job. How he sucked as a coordinator, he sucked as a head coach. How does he get another job here? I've seen Josh McCown. I don't know how he keep getting jobs as a quarterback.
I don't know.
Right?
Yeah.
But then Colin Kaepernick can't get a job. So it's like I've seen evidence of it. The problem is I don't think Brian Flores has enough evidence, in my opinion. Even if Bill Belichick said, "Oh, they already signed this guy," so what? Who's to say that they weren't really considering you, and may have said, "Hey, we want to do X, Y, and Z." Sometimes people, a lot of companies interview hundreds of people, and they keep certain names on hand, but they may not be the most qualified person for that position.
Exactly.
And and so there's other things that go into it. And I know for a fact that there are some companies that the moment they see your name, the paper's tossed in the trash.
Yeah.
So I get it, but this lawsuit to me doesn't seem strong. He's going to need Eric Bieniemy to join him. He's going to need Louis Riddick to join him. He's going to need all these. He's going to need other people to join him in this lawsuit, or it won't work. Because the first thing the court is going to look at and say is they employed you. They said they didn't like your job performance, and they fired you. What if they violate your rights at there?
True. Very, very true.
And so to me, I think he just assassinated his head coaching career in the NFL. Now that's the scary part.
Yeah, and like all those names that you just threw out there are people that still want to be a part of the NFL somehow, some way. So a few notes that I have on here, and we have a poll question going up here on youtube.com/manhour as well, is the simple fact of the matter that he has officially blackballed himself from the NFL, right? So why would a person like Lewis and Eric and other black coaches or expiring GMs join this class action lawsuit just because they're still, for one, a part of the NFL? Let's say Eric Bieniemy, offensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs, joins this class action lawsuit. By default, he has to remove himself from the Kansas City Chiefs, right?
Well, yeah, because think about it. If I work at a hospital or I work at General Motors, and then all of a sudden I'm suing them, it's kind of detrimental to have you still be in the midst of it and you're suing me.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, why? That's sort of like what's the word I want to use? It'd be the equivalent to you essentially being like, oh, I don't like chicken, but you're at Popeyes. Like, I don't like what
exactly.
If you don't, meaning like if you're allergic to chicken, but you just keep going to Popeyes. Either you're allergic or you're not. I don't like. You shouldn't be there. Exactly. And that's probably the best example. But I'm just making the point that it's a conflict, and so and that's one of the reasons why they're not letting Colin Kaepernick back, because he did take it to him with lawsuits and things like that, and he won. They had to pay him. Yeah. And now they feel like, well, wait a minute, I had to pay you out. I'm definitely not going to pay you any more money, because they're about business. They want the almighty dollar. But the problem that I think he's going to run into is he said that they're not hiring enough African-American head coaches with a league that's 70% black, and they're putting their body. But they're Samoans, and they're Caucasians, and other ethnic groups out there putting their body on the line too, trying to get that check. And I've always been one that say you can't sign up for something like, oh, I want to join the military, then get shot and say, I'm suing, I got shot. Yeah. You knew what you were signing up for. Or decide to say, I want to be a fireman and get burned and say, hey, I got burned, I'm suing. So these things don't make sense to me, but I'm intrigued to see what evidence he can present that showed that he was being racially discriminated against, because I'm seeing a lot of people get interviewed, and I think there's still, 5 jobs open? I think there's going to be 2 African-American coaches hired.
Yeah.
But the truth is, if I'm looking at Eric Bieniemy, and I got a head coach who every time things go wrong, he claims that he called the plays. But when everything going great, Eric Bieniemy calls the plays. Yeah, I probably don't want him as my head coach. If I go through and I look at the fact that people like Adrian Wilson, who's a front office guy for the Cardinals, who's got an interview with the Jags, yeah, and if he gets hired, yeah, you're in trouble. So it's just, to me, I get what he's trying to do. Sometimes you need somebody to just start the fire, but I just don't think he has a strong case. I think his case is going to be looked at like with most other employers, the same way they can mandate us to take TB tests and vaccines and stuff. It's going to be the same thing with this. If I didn't hire you, I just didn't hire you.
Yeah. So, Luke, as always, great conversation with you. I would love to have you on tonight because it'll be me and Combs and Kev, and I would love you to have joined the conversation. I like as well on this whole thing, just because you bring a better perspective on things, and Combs is the exact opposite. So I feel it'd be a great conversation on that. And of course, Lions versus Bears things is always a good thing as well. But Luke, thank you for joining. And if you guys have not subscribed to Luke G's YouTube channel, link is in the description here at youtube.com/manhour. Luke, thanks for the call. Have a great day at work, boss.
As always, man. I'm still listening until I get to my next client. So, hey, I'm rocking.
All right, man. Drive safe out there. Do you guys got snow up there?
Yes, sir. Yeah, so right now it's actually raining.
Yeah.
So it's raining, and it'll start snowing at about 2 o'clock.
Okay.
That's 2 p.m. Eastern. So we're looking at between 4 to 8 inches of snow, at least in the city of Detroit, about 4 to 8 inches. But other parts of Michigan, they're looking at between 8 to 16 inches. So
wow, love it.
It just depends. Depends on where you at.
Bring it down south, baby. All right, Luke. Have a great day, boss.
Have a good one, man.
Yeah, you too.
Yep.
All right, guys. So that was our first caller of the day. The phone lines are always open, guys, here at 812-648-HOUR. That is 812-648 4687, which is brought to you by skullcandy.com. Skull Candy original headphones. #live loud. So guys, we are up against the first break here, and I feel we could almost talk a whole 2 hours on this. I do got some comments that I want to address on the other side of the break, but I'm up against it, guys. I'm sorry. I didn't want to cut Luke G off, but they're giving me the light. So guys, we'll be right back here on the Man Hour.
Hey gang, it's Commissioner Cooper from TSS Fantasy. We are the fantasy show of the people. That means we give the people what they want. Expert fantasy advice, leading medical and legal analysis, free contests, and innovative games to keep you entertained. Watch us live with the Tiki Live app on the Belly Up Sports channel, subscribe to us on YouTube, or follow us on all social media platforms. Visit TSSFantasy.com today for all the latest updates from the fantasy show of the people. We put the fun in fantasy.
Yeah!
I use
mayo
over sour cream, yeah.
Right, that's because you have high cholesterol. Okay.
If you drafted Julio Jones,
you got ghosted.
This is amazing. TSS Fantasy is like an orgasm. If I had a cigarette, I'd smoke it. I'm pumped to be here. This is the show of shows.
TSS Fantasy, the fantasy show of the people.
I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name, check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain, I ingest, I retain, assess and I change, possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints, money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague, we all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name, all our insecurities are on display. This is war with the enemy, think that it was meant to be, living in a time where disease is on every screen, I won't let them fester me, I know most are festering, negativity is a plague for the mentally weak, no mercy, all I got is working, never stop searching. searching, never quite so thirsty. I'm toxic and psychotic with this logic, you can't stop it. It's been chronic since I was a boy, so neurotic and chaotic. Go to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em.
Man Hour Nation brought to you by Brooks Roofing and Siding. Contact them at 812-868-7663 or online at brooksroofingin.com. Brooks Roofing and Siding, protection you need when nature strikes.
And welcome back to the Man Hour, guys. Michael Buckasha here with the Man Hour. Head to manhourradio.com. Check out the Man Hour merchandise page, guys. We do have the Man Hour logo merch. If you guys see that there with the crown and the microphone, and the MH is nice and clean. This is the most softest hoodie I've ever had in my whole entire life, Sasa. I'm totally kidding, but like it is a very, very soft, very, very clean hoodie. I do wear it all the time. I actually have never washed it before, so I'm probably sure it stinks. But do you guys ever wash hoodies? Let me know. Like, do you wash hoodies, or you just wear them and throw them in the back of the truck, and then when you cold, you throw it on again, right? And all that good stuff. But guys, welcome back. Over here at youtube.com, we do got a poll going, youtube.com/matter. Will Brian Flores ever coach in the NFL again? And right now, it is an overwhelming majority here at 83% saying that no, he will never coach in the NFL again. And I'm on board with that, guys. I do think, just like what Luke G just said, is like once you once you throw a punch at your employer, or the employee will never get hired again. So and I saw rules saying if you vote yes, you are blind. So obviously somebody has voted yes. So maybe all this class action actually will get swept under the rug at the end of the day. So who knows? So we do have some comments that I would love to address here throughout the show here. So guys, this is a live interactive show over here at bellyup.tv. I can see the comments, and of course youtube.com/man I see the comments as well. So you guys are having a great conversation over there. So the first comment that I want to bring up is Drew says, Luke G, isn't that technically the job of the team, aka private business, to set that up? And I believe he was referring to like interviews and stuff like that. So that was actually a point that I had in my notes here, was like the NFL ownership, the owner of the NFL is the owner of that company. How can I not pick and choose who do I want to hire? How do I pick and choose? Because we go through it in the draft. We pick and choose who we want in the draft. Yes, we interview said players and like whatnot, right? But I pick and choose him. It's not a black and white thing. Then it's a who can make me the most money thing, right? So clearly, like it is not a racial thing, because I'm picking the best athlete to bring my team to make me the most money, to win me the most games. So like I don't know. I mean, it is kind of that. So Rule the Jungle said the same thing. I think it's a business, and I should be able to hire anyone I want. I do agree with that. Drew says wrong perception. Hence my comments about Eric Bieniemy. I'm not for sure what you said about Eric. I must have missed that comment, Drew. So later in the shop talk, let's clear that up a little bit. And then Rule the Jungle says, damn, I didn't think about that. I'm not sure what you guys were talking about. So like I was really engaged with that conversation with like Luke, and I wasn't paying to the chat. I'm wholly sorry about that here. But Drew asked, question, Buck and Luke, why is everyone making this a black thing when it's Flores is Hispanic? Rule the Jungle said it is not a race thing. It is a non-white thing. And I do agree with that. It is a non-white thing. The minorities as a whole, I think, kind of get clumped together. Black, Hispanic, Asian, because isn't who's the Asian coach? Is that Ron Rivera? That's Asian or something? I can't remember who is is it Ron Rivera? There's an Asian coach out there, but like all those minorities, like I use that word very loosely because they're really I kind of want to get into it, but yes, it is a race thing at the end of the day. It is a non-white complected skin thing at the end of the thing. And just like, so Rule the Jungle was spot on that one. Drew says they gave Kaepernick a chance to come back and he chose to take a job at a high school or something. So the NFL set up a combine for Colin Kaepernick at a local high school, but he didn't want to do it at this high school. He wanted to do it at like a all-black high school or something to that. All that stuff is all convoluted anyways. So basically, Colin Kaepernick didn't want to do it here. He wanted to do it here. It was basically Colin Kaepernick's way or the highway, and the NFL was like, you know what? We are done with you on this. So that whole Colin Kaepernick thing, Luke G nailed it. He did file a lawsuit, and they ultimately settled outside of court. Like I don't know, like if anybody ever admitted guilt or like anything, but it was kind of like a hush, hush, here's your money, go about your way. And then, of course, Colin Kaepernick signed that $100 million deal with, like, Nike or something. So, I mean, he is doing fine. Rule the Jungle says, great talk. Yeah, Luke always has a great talk. And he says, Luke and Buck should do a show. Black and White Sports. So, there actually is a Black and White Sports show out there. So, that name is nixed right off the top there, my guy. I enjoy jumping on Luke's show from time to time, and I'm sure he enjoys jumping on like our show as well. I mean, but to do a show every day with Luke, man, I don't know, Luke. Sometimes Luke rubs me the wrong way, rooting for the Lions. No, I'm totally kidding. But our schedules don't match up because like Luke goes on at 5, and at 5 o'clock, I'm still coaching football. Like at that particular time, I've been named a head coach here, and a lot of my afternoon is now built up to that. Luke says, "I love the Man Hour crew. We love you too, Luke. We love you too, my man." And Rule the Jungle says, "You are right. He must be referring to Drew's comment about the Hispanic thing," and he says, "But here in Louisville, we don't see it that way." Oh, reverse racism. I'm tired of all the racism talk, to be honest. With you, I hate it. It's dumb. Moving on. Well, guys, we are so behind schedule, but I love it. I love the conversation, guys. Keep it up. We are here every Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. Hopefully this COVID bug has definitely gone away. I'm tired of this crap, man. COVID had me down for so freaking long. Way longer than the 5-day quarantine thing. So at my work, I'm supposed to be quarantined for 14 days. So technically I can go back Thursday, I think it is. Thursday or Friday. I have to look at the count the days. But man, for like the first 2 days, I didn't feel nothing. Like after I tested positive, I was fine. I'm like, this is gonna be easy peasy. 2-week vacation. I get to finally unpack my house, move in, enjoy myself, set up my studio the way I want it. But man, that third day, it came in like a wrecking ball. Oh, all right. One last comment. Drew says, "Where do you draw the line at trying to make applying and hiring minorities appealing and just becoming prejudicial and racist?" I don't know, Drew. Everything that somebody says can be took in one way or the other. Between me and you, Drew, we can have a joking conversation. 2 white guys talking back and forth, shooting the shit, just, MFing this and effing that and, shooting the shit, right? But if somebody overhears it and they only hear like bits and pieces and they pull it out like CNN does and make it into Trump is bad because he said this, and this, right? Like they can twist around and make it racist or judgmental towards them when we weren't even talking about them. We were having a conversations between ourselves, and we could be talking about the Coke on the table, right? But they heard dark and sour and I hate it, and then all of a sudden I hate blacks because they're sour. Like, you know, like, just like the world that we live in, you have to be almost PC. Like you have to be politically correct in every aspect that you say. And outside of work or in work, I watch my P's and Q's. Like I get it. I work for a company that has a lot of minority people in there, right? And like, so you definitely have to watch your P's and Q's, especially here in Louisville, because there's always people out there trying to slander you and do this, and this, right? But here on Man Hour, guys, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. It's live, raw, and uncut. I'm going to tell you what I think, and like that's what makes this show great, I think. But we are approaching hour number 2, guys. Here we we got to go to break so I can get back on schedule again here, guys. But do you guys want to do some what does, or do you want to carry on to actual hour number 2 talk? Guys, let me know in the chat. Let me know on Twitter. But guys, I got to go to break. We'll be back.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have it douse, not what I'm about, have your fucking cloud. It be raining now, I keep making sound, go another round, bitch I'm legend bound, can't stop me now. You don't wanna fuck with me, a slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can. 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 Cause I just wanna hear it out your mouth, yeah. Give me fuel, it's a tool that I use to go ahead and run my fucking mouth, yeah. I take shots, I take loss, I make shots, I miss lots. That's how you get big box, you get yachts, you swing lots and pop off a big shot. I ain't done chasing, got big dreams, bigger things, impatient. Who's at the top think they need replacement? Who's at the top think I'm gonna erase that, face it. I don't give up quick, I don't give up shit, I won't give up this. Cause I know that I want it, know that I'm on it, I'll make it, I promise. You don't wanna fuck with me, a slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can.
And welcome back to the Man Hour, guys. Michael Buckasha here. Be sure to head over to manhourradio.com, check out the merchandise page, and of course, follow me on the old Twitter machine. Tweet, birdie, wang, because bird is the word, at manhour_buck, guys. Give me a follow over there on Twitter. I'm being a lot more active over there because I've been bored the last 2 weeks. Let's be flat out honest. And Drew says, can you watch Man Hour live on other platforms, i.e. Instagram, Twitter, etc.? So we do a replay of this show, Drew, at the 3 p.m. hour, and it is streamed on bellyup.tv. Of course, you can find us on Belly Up TV at 8 a.m. East Coast time and 3 p.m. East Coast time. We're also on Burns Radio, which I don't have the link, but I believe it is a part of bellyup.tv. You just click on the radio form of it. So that is aired at 1 p.m. over there. But but yeah, you can watch us on other platforms, but listen here on youtube.com/manhour, because that's where the magic happens, baby. That's where it is. That's where you can get some member action. We will be bringing some extra member footage once I get my feet on the ground working overnights and figure out this whole overnight crap, because overnight sucks. I was so, I know I'm going to be bored. I'm going to be there watching some old Man Hour clips. We do upload the clips every 3 hours. Man, this music got the Jamaican vibe going on, right? Anyway, sorry guys. Anyways, I asked you guys before we go to the break, should we do the what does? And people said, shut up and take my money. So I take that as we are gonna do the what does. So let's do it. Let's do some what does. Cue up the music, Bucky. Here we go. All right, guys, and my first what the of the night, or the first what the of the morning, for the morning, is the COVID brain. So if you guys don't know, one of the side effects of COVID is having COVID brain, meaning you're simply just foggy all the time, and you know what you want to say, but you can't really say it because you're like, man, what was I thinking? Like you basically just feel drunk. So my what the is going to go out to the CDC. Nowhere in their side effects or the list of what COVID is with like the coughing and diarrhea, short of breath and like all that stuff. Nowhere on that list, Drew, Rule the Jungle, Luke G, Nana, all the people watching over at BellyUp.TV, nowhere do you see the word COVID brain in there. So CDC, you guys are getting the what the, because COVID brain has been running my life. It's been ruining my life for the last 2 weeks. I'm not even going to lie. I'm sitting there laying in bed, isolated, being all bored and depressed. I see the kid, or I hear the kids running around the house, and the wife's chasing them and tickling them and having a grand old time. And I'm like, and then like I'm watching TV, and the next thing you know, I'm like, I feel the drool running out of my mouth, and it's like 2 hours have passed, and I'm like, man, I was literally just thinking about this. Like, I feel like I just smoked like a big giant bowl of weed. I'm like, what's up, man? I've never smoked weed. I've never done drugs before in my life, actually. And I'm just like, but that's like how I feel. Just I'm like, what's up, man? Hey, man, that yellow light blinks slower on the third blink. You know there ain't no gravity on the moon, man. You can get high and never come down, right? But like I'm just like, yeah. Drew says you're like, duh. Like, yeah, Drew, you're like, you don't know what is going on. So CDC, put COVID brain on the old side effects list. You guys get the what the. And the next what the is going to go out to my kitty cat. That's right. My old kitty cat, McLovin himself. So McLovin is my cat, my right-hand man. Recently, I've been letting him come out into the garage, and so he is an inside cat. We declawed him. I don't care about you guys' crap about, oh, it hurts the cats to declaw those MFers, because I don't want a cat tearing up my brand new couch. Like, I don't want him scratching all night on the bedpost. Man, get that crap out of here. Cut those babies off. Or my sister puts the little condom things on her, like on her cat. But McLovin, I've been letting him come out into the garage and chilling, and he's right here. He's just sitting here purring away. I'm petting his stomach with like my foot, and then he'll attack it and say, "F you, I'm done." So my what the isn't about that. My what the is about when I'm taking a shower. So we have a stand-up shower with the glass doors. You have to like pull it and like a magnetic like shut, right? Somehow this cat can open up that door. He has a water bowl full of water sitting on his little post up on the shelf so McGraw doesn't drink it and eat his food, right? But he refuses to drink out of it. He has to drink water out of the shower now. So all you people that say cats don't like water, this cat will jump in the shower, get his ass soaking wet just to drink some water from the thingy. McLovin, Stay out of my shower, man. I want to relax. I want to enjoy the heat. I don't want to worry about pussy all around my foot. Man, get that pussy out of the shower. What the? My next what is going to go out to all the people that are talking this GOAT talk. So, as you guys know, Tom Brady retired officially, air quote officially there. What was it, Monday or Tuesday? He come out on like Instagram, gave a Cole text message or a note thing and posted it and all this stuff. But why do we always got to do all this GOAT talk? I'm so sick and tired of all this GOAT talk. LeBron James is the GOAT, which he is. No, Michael Jordan's the GOAT. No, who does Wayne G say the GOAT is? Like, the dude from the Celtics. I can't even think of his name right now. But Bill Russell. Bill Russell is is the GOAT. No, Tom Brady's the GOAT. No, Joe Montana's the GOAT. Why does all this GOAT conversation have to happen? We didn't even have the word GOAT 10 years ago, right? And then all of a sudden, it is a topic of every show out there. Oh, the GOAT is this, and this. Now, yes, Tom Brady does have 10 Super Bowl appearances. I get it. 7 Super Bowl rings. He has the most touchdowns in the NFL. I mean, it happens when you play for 22 seasons, right? You must be doing something, right? And he's the 5-time Super Bowl MVP. He is a good quarterback. He is a great quarterback. But how can you legitimately compare him to quarterbacks that played 30 years ago? How can you compare him to the quarterbacks that played from 30 years from now, right? Because you can't. All this GOAT talk, guys, stop it. This is so stupid, so dumb. That's exactly why it's dumb, because LL Cool J coined the phrase the GOAT. That's why it's dumb. LL Cool J, you get the what the, man. And Drew, thank you for clarifying that. It was Wilt Chamberlain. Wayne G thinks Wilt Chamberlain is the greatest NBA player of all time, because he has like 15 championships or something. I don't know, but Wayne G is an excellent debater and brings those stats. And when he starts rattling off those stats, like, damn, slow it down, baby, slow it down. Anyways, guys, the next what that I have goes out to Lane Kiffin. You guys know who Lane Kiffin is? He is the Mississippi State head coach, SEC Nation himself. But Lane Kiffin is upset with the new NIL deals, which is basically where college athletes can make money off their likenesses and all that stuff. And he says there should be a salary cap. He says the NIL deals need a salary cap. So basically, he wants it just like the NFL. So the college football program of Alabama can only spend $8 million, and North Carolina can only spend $8 million, and this, and this. They can only spend $8 million, or I'm just throwing out a number out there. He didn't give me a number, but he says the NIL deals need a salary cap, because at the end of the day, basically players are going to go where they're going to get paid the most. That sounds familiar, doesn't it? Sounds like the NFL to me. Why is Devontae Adams going to leave the Green Bay Packers? Because the Arizona Cardinals are going to offer him $34 million a year. Like, do you not live in America, Lane Kiffin? Why did I take a promotion out like at work? More dollar bills, yo. I get it. Work-life balance, all this other crap, yada, yada, yada. But you're talking to 17-year-old kids. 17-year-old kids that have been playing free. Let's just be honest. They've been playing for free since 6 years old. Now they're 18, so they've been playing for, 12 years. Been playing for free. They get a chance to go to Alabama, sit the bench, right, for 3 years, probably. And they get a chance to make $1 million. Sign me up, baby. Like, so Lane Kiffin, like, I get what you're trying to say. You are basically saying that you are not a good enough recruiter. You are not a good enough head coach to compete with Alabama, to compete with LSU, to compete with Texas and Oklahoma and Michigan, because your boosters aren't backing you enough. Like, call a spade a spade a spade, Lane. Call a spade at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, nothing is going to change. If you put what is that Texas quarterback that's 16 years old, still in high school? He's getting like $8 million from that car dealership. So since this car dealership gave this kid like cars and $8 million and his mommy and daddy trucks and a house, so if that kid chooses to go to Appalachian State, which he probably wouldn't, I think he signed with Ohio State actually. But so let's say he went to Ohio State, and that $8 million salary cap is met by one person because he signed a deal when he was 16. How does that work, Lane? Get the what to my man. The final what the of the night, or morning. It's morning. Slow it down, Buck. Get that COVID brain cleared. Sneeze it out. Or how do you get rid of COVID brain? Do I do like ecstasy to like counteractive downers with uppers type thing? Does that make me more balanced? Like, how does that work? Drew, let me know. how do I get rid of this COVID brain? Because like I'm foggy like right now, and I feel great. My oxygen level was down like 60. Yesterday, I had the antibody treatment. I was in and out of the ER all day. But today I feel great. Like I'm here. We're live, raw, and uncut right here on BellyUp.tv. What's up? But my next final what the other day, we got to kick it back to COVID. That's right. We got to kick it back to COVID because COVID runs the world, baby. We all know that. But Kyrie Irving, the NBA, other arenas around the association, right? They are not letting players play at their home stadiums if they're not vaccinated. Kyrie Irving comes on because he is the most prolific name out there. Like I know there's other names out there like Andrew Wiggins isn't vaccinated, but Minnesota doesn't have a vaccine thing for their arena. So let's stick with the Kyrie thing. Kyrie Irving cannot play at home games in his Brooklyn Nets because he is not vaccinated. But yet Golden State has the same rule. So the Nets traveled to Golden State sometime last week. I don't know what day it was by any means, but they traveled there. So Kyrie Irving is allowed to play there because he is a guest. So Golden State Arena, I don't even know the name of it, so we're just going to call them by their team names, right? So Golden State Warriors State Stadium and Brooklyn Nets Stadium have the same exact laws. Kyrie Irving cannot play at Brooklyn because it is a home game for him, but he can play at Golden State because he is a guest. How does that fucking work? Are we stupid about common sense nowadays? Has the COVID gotten to these execs at these arenas or whatever you call them, presidents and whatever? Are they foggy of the common sense? Because common sense tells me if in Brooklyn I can't play a home game because I'm not vaccinated, and I have the same rule in California at Golden State. Let's say Steph Curry, like I know he's vaccinated or whatever because he is playing, right? But Steph Curry isn't vaccinated, so he cannot play at Golden State, but then he can travel across country, same exact rules, same place, but he can play at Brooklyn. It is absolutely stupid, absolutely asinine, and I am so effing confused by the situation. Drew says common sense flew out the window decades ago, Buck. This 2 weeks to flatten the curve, Drew, 2.5 years later, I finally see it. It took me 2 weeks to flatten the curve, but 2.5 years later, we're still here, baby. We're still at ground zero. What did old Fauci say last July? If this is a baseball game, we're in the bottom of the 7th. We're at the home stretch. Now it's a 7-game series. We're still in game 1. Slow it down, baby. Slow it down, baby. But man, it just, that gets the what the, like, just because it doesn't make no goddamn sense. What the? Jeez. Before we head to the next break and pay some bills, y'all, because it takes some dollar bills to do what we do here. So if you guys, we're giving you guys free content. So at least you can do is like the stream, share it, and be active in the chat, comment away. So Drew says, I wish people would stop using the term vaccine. If it is a shot, it does not qualify as a vaccine. It's a flu shot at the end of the day. I gotta want to get too carried away into this political correct because I'm not well educated enough on said situations to give my full thoughts on it. Now, if I brought my wife on, she would let you know, hey, honey, you're stupid. She told me that like every day because it took me like 9 months to get the vaccine or the shot. The shot, my bad, Drew. The shot. Slow it down, baby. And then I'm like, hey, I got the shot, honey. I still got the Rona. She's like, whoa, if you would have got it earlier, you wouldn't have got it. Shut the fuck up. I love my wife, guys. I love her with all my heart. You get the what the honey? You get the what the honey? I'm kidding. I love her. Drew says, what is Lane Kiffin smoking? Lane Kiffin sees a writing on the wall. He sees everybody going to these big name programs, Alabama, LSU, Ohio State, Michigan, Texas, Oklahoma, because they're getting paid. Dollar bills, y'all. Money speaks, Drew. We know that, baby. Come on. Lane Kiffin understands that he cannot get the top. Basically, Lane Kiffin understands he now has to be a good coach. He has to take these 3- and 4-star athletes and make them a good team and be able to compete with Alabama. We have 57 5-stars versus your 2 5 stars. You have to be a good coach. You have to well execute. You have to come with a good game plan. You have to do this, and this. It is what it is, baby. It is what it is. But guys, we are up against that next break. Cue the music, Bucky. There we go. Guys, I love you guys. Last 45 minutes here on the Man Hour, guys. Phone lines are still open at 812-648-HOUR. That is 812-648-4687. You feel free to text into the show. Call the show like Luke G did earlier. Gamble away like Drew is over there on youtube.com/Man Hour. Bellyup.tv, guys. Shout out to you. You guys, hey, you guys need to throw some comments over there. Nobody's talking over there at Bellyup.tv. Come on, guys. Stop dropping the ball. We'll be right back, guys, here on the Man Hour.
What's going on, Belly Up sports fans? Thanks for tuning in to the Belly Up Sports Podcast Network. We have some really exciting news for several Belly Up Podcast Network shows. The Sports Stove Podcast, the Rough Cut Sportscast, and Here in Puckburg have all been nominated for a Sports Podcast Award. So, head on over to sportspodcastawards.com and make sure to vote for the Sports Stove Podcast for Best College Sports Podcast and Best News and Current Affairs Podcast. Vote for the Rough Cut Sportscast for Best American Football Podcast, and vote for Here in Puckburg for Best Winter Sports Podcast. Again, that website is sportspodcastawards.com. Thanks for being the best part of Belly Up Sports. We are what they are.
I've got an itch I can't scratch, I'm missing a piece that completes a whole part of me, an open wound scar to see. Everybody come here, gather round, welcome to the freak show, the best in town. What the hell's wrong with me? I don't get along with anybody, honestly. I've been living in my own head constantly. Thoughts jumbled around, think I need a new lobotomy. Wait, all these thoughts are too negative. I don't wanna get lost in the sedative. Gotta show them what I got, I'm competitive. You know I'm about to go off, I won't let them win. I'll take a stab, I wanna chase the bag. I wanna weigh, I can change all the things I lack. I gotta face the facts, I got a taste in that. Got me obsessed with the rest, I got an itch to scratch. I'll give up everything.
The venom in my brain, running from the past, wanna escape my pain. I just wanna be a better person, I deserve this, I just wanna break these chains. Always asking for greatness, true to myself, I never fake it. Seen too many once, I just so they get famous. And when I say the truth, most really can't take it. In spite of everything I've been through, I'ma make it. Fake friends, but on my downfall is toxic. Day one, started to outlaws for profit. Now all I do is write verses, no talking. All I do is put the work in, no option. This was everything I ever wanted. Created a legacy off of me, just being honest. And the fake ones hate, but it's all to no avail. They wanna see me lose, but you know I never fail.
I'll give up everything, daunting if I can see my dream. Cause I'll do anything, want a reality. I'll give up everything, daunting if I can see my dreams. Cause I'll do anything, want a reality. Don't let go, don't let go. I'll make things right. Cause I'll do anything, want a reality.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Microphone check 1, 2. Does it sound right to you guys? Does the microphone sound right? Microphone check 1, 2. The mic sound right. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Man Hour. Welcome. Head over to manhourradio.com. Check out the merchandise page. We plug it every time we come back. Hey, guys, just get some merch. Help us support the show. Every dollar that we get from merchandise, it comes back into the Man Hour somehow, some way. You can also follow me on Twitter at manhour_buck. Welcome to the final half hour, guys, here of the Man Hour. And my man Rule the Jungle says Buck is funny as AF. What does AF mean? Isn't that like Abercrombie and Finch? Like, I never wore Abercrombie and Finch before, so I guess it is funny. So I guess whatever. And then glad he was my coach for four years. Rule the Jungle, who are you? Who are you? I don't know who you are. Let me know what your real name is, because the only people that I can think of that I coached for four solid years was my LBs over at good old FC, and we definitely had some good times. So rule the jungle. I have a feeling I know who you are, but I'm not going to say your name because, like, obviously you don't want to say your name because you're Rule the Jungle. Who dat, baby, or who day? As Zach Taylor says, we day, right? Who day, we day. But yeah, so one thing that I've learned about coaching long ago was, or as a parent in general, is you always want to be better than what your parents were or your coaches were, and provide this to, this and this, right? So I when you coach high school ball, like we will go through the X's and O's, like you guys know. We sit down and we film study, and when we shoot the shit and we have a good time. And when said person, like, have you guys ever seen that TikTok video where that guy's like doing funny clips of the guys like and running through like the plays, right? That's how our film sessions actually were. I'm like, damn, Hamby, like, dude, when have I ever taught you to get blocked in the back, spin around, and somehow fall out of the play 16 times in a row. Like, have I ever taught you that? No. Get square, get your, it's like, I mean, I had a coach at my community college, Fort Scott Community College down there in Kansas. This guy was he was an ex-drill sergeant. I think it was for like the Marines. And he was that old school mentality. And everything you did was wrong, right? He would nitpick of every little thing. And I get what he was trying to do was he was trying to elevate your play and win despite him. And you know, there's always ways to improve. Yes, there is, but I get that. But sometimes you just need a simple pat on the back, like, hey, good job, Buck, right? But, like, it was my very first game as a freshman, a true freshman. I was weighing $180, playing middle linebacker, right? And just like, I thought I was doing great. I had 20-some tackles, like, in that game, doing great, my first college game ever. And all I heard was, you MF, I told you to do this and this and this, you fucking suck. I was like, damn, slow it down, baby. So, I don't know. I just, like, it is what it is. Drew said I never got my tumbler from last time. What are you talking about, Drew? Did you win the points last week, Drew? I don't think you did. I think Rule of the Jungle won it. I'm not for sure. I have to go back and look. But when I close the giveaway, it should automatically alert you because that's all through Streamlabs. But guys, let's get into some sports talk here. And do we want to talk about the Super Bowl or do we want to talk about the Senior Bowl or Jimmy G? We have so much to discuss. We got all week. We got 2 weeks to talk about the Super Bowl, guys. So, and Senior Bowl is this week. But let's talk a little bit about Jimmy G right now. So Jimmy G held a 17-minute Zoom meeting. It was his annual end of the year press conference, but it was over Zoom. Like, obviously, in the last 3 minutes, he basically sent out a farewell to the San Francisco 49ers fan base and saying that he hopes he expects to be traded to a competitive team. And I got to thinking here. I got to be thinking. When a player knows he is going to get traded at the end of the season, when a person knows they're going to get fired from their job in 3 weeks, do you think I'm going to give out my best effort? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So do you think Jimmy G was giving his best effort in that final game? Or, I mean, yes, I know you are a professional athlete at the end of the day. You are getting paid to do X, Y, Z. You are getting paid to win football games. You are getting paid to prepare. You're getting paid to do this, yada, yada, yada. But let's look at Jimmy G's play as a whole in the end, okay? Let's look at his play as a whole. He is a game-managing quarterback. Jimmy G is a game-managing quarterback. It is as simple as that. He is not going to win you games, but he's certainly going to lose you games like we saw versus the Rams last week, right? But in the back of Jimmy G's head, he knew he was out of San Francisco 49ers all season long. Since they put Trey Lance in there, what was like week 5 or whatever it was, he clearly wasn't ready to play, but the writing was on the wall. Kyle Shanahan, for whatever reason, doesn't like Jimmy G. Just like for whatever reason, John Gruden did not like Derek Carr. It goes back to the Brian Flores talk that we just had. For whatever reason, I don't like you. I like this guy. I have to interview you because of XYZ, but this is my guy. So, like, I get it. But when you are playing like that in the back of your head, for whatever reason, you know you can literally win the Super Bowl, but you know you're going to a different team at the end of the year. Your mindset changes a little bit, right? My work ethic just goes down just a little bit. My preparation for the game goes down a little bit. My upsetness that I got beat by the Rams by throwing an interception to in the game, I don't care because I know I'm out of there. So why do we as NFL people, I mean, like the media, because I'm a part of the media, I guess, and the outside people, we put pressure on these players all the time. Oh, he should be traded, this, and this, and this, and this. But at some point, your coach has to give you a sense of encouragement. Like, hey, you are our guy. We will discuss off CACs and stuff during the off CACs and stuff, but you are my guy. That is why you see Brian Flores tell Tua, hey, Tua, you are my guy. Hey, Deshaun Watson might be hands and shoulders and knees and elbows above you, better than you, but let's not talk about that. Tua, you are my guy. Prop him up, pat him on the butt. Hey, buddy, welcome to the show. You are my guy. Perform. Why did we never see that from Kyle Shanahan in the San Francisco 49ers? We should have seen some type of encouragement, like, hey, Jimmy G's our guy, but no, you never heard that. You never heard them actively say, hey, he is our guy. Jimmy G needed that. Ego is a powerful tool. A sense of confidence is a powerful tool. Let's look at Jalen Hurts for the Philadelphia Eagles last season. He did not play very well, right? Because he was consistently looking at his shoulder. Gardner Minshew, or what's it, Gardner? I can't remember who his backup quarterback was. He was consistently there chomping at the bit. Let me play. Screw up, let me play, right? This year, Jalen Hurts was the top fantasy point getter as a quarterback. He improved his play, hands and feet above last season. He improved a lot. Why? Because it's that boat of confidence. It's that ego. It's the pat on the back saying, hey, man, you are our guy. Enjoy it. Go get us a win. Another name comes to mind. Ryan Fitzpatrick and Tua. Yes, Brian Flores probably had a plan for Tua last year. After the bye week, we're putting Tua in. That's exactly what he did. And he is going to play out for the rest of the year, right? Why did Tua play so bad? Because fourth quarter, relief time, bring Fitzpatrick in, let him win us some games, right? So this year, Tua played a lot better because he didn't have Ryan Fitzpatrick breathing down his neck, right? Like, you screw up, man, I'm in there, guys. A boat of confidence. When you are confident of what you do, your whole mindset changes about everything. You approach work differently. You approach going to the weight room differently. You approach film study differently. You approach press conference differently. And when you are a quarterback, people radiate that energy around you. When you are confident, the rest of the team is confident. Look what the Miami Dolphins is. The first 7 weeks of the season, they had 2 wins. They were terrible, right? And they rattled off 7 wins in a row. Once you build that confidence, the ball starts rolling, snowball effect, right? That's when they always say a team gets hot because everything's rolling, everything's going good. And then once that boat of confidence is gone, the talent hasn't changed, right? Your confidence has has changed. And I think that's why Jimmy G ultimately did throw that final interception, because his boat of confidence wasn't there. That's why that whole second half, we didn't see the 49ers really perform what they were meant to do. Drew says basically Jimmy G cost the 49ers 2 Super Bowls. No, Drew. Let me get this clip worthy ready here, because you were absolutely wrong on that, Drew. So let me repeat myself here. Drew says Jimmy G basically cost the 49ers 2 Super Bowls. Not 1, but 2, even though they only went to 1, but they should have beat the Rams, right? No. Kyle Shanahan and the San Francisco 49ers organization blew those 2 Super Bowl chances, Drew. Kyle Shanahan blew the 49ers those Super Bowl versus the Chiefs and the win versus Rams to get to the Super Bowl again. Why? Because, for one, they did not boat the confidence in Jimmy G. Okay? Kyle Shanahan did not have confidence in himself. Let's flash back to the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl. They were up, 28 or 21-3, right? 21-3 or whatever. I don't remember the score off the top, but they were up by at least 2 scores. Kansas City got hot, bada bing, bada boom, bada bing. 3 scores were down by 21 or 28-21 or whatever it was. Kyle Shanahan did not have confidence in himself. It radiated down the field. His play calling automatically changed. What did I just say? When you have confidence in yourself, people start playing better around you. It's a snowball effect, right? So if Jimmy G doesn't have confidence in his head coach, how are you going to have confidence in yourself? When everything you have done all season long was hand the ball off to that fullback number 44, and I forget who they had like 5 running backs like that. Your Deebo Samuel wasn't on the team, but it was pound the ball, and then all of a sudden we are down by a touchdown. Let's change everything that we know. Let's change absolutely everything that we know because, oh my God, I'm not confident in my play calling anymore. Jimmy G did not cost him that Super Bowl, Drew. Kyle Shanahan did. Same thing happened in the NFC Championship game. They were up 17-3 or whatever it was, right? 17-7. I can't remember exactly. All of a sudden, fumble the ball. All of a sudden, we throw a random interception. Kyle Shanahan's confidence changed. Everything went out the rule book. Everything throughout. Hey, we've been giving Deebo Samuel the ball all game long, all season long. Hey, let's roll Jimmy G out and throw a pass down the field. That makes sense, right? Kyle Shanahan is to blame. It's as simple as that. Come on, Drew. To say Jimmy G cost him the game, no. Kyle Shanahan did. Hands down. I see Dr. Detroit in the building. What's up, Dr. Detroit? How do you guys say over there on Luke's G Show? What it is, though. Right? What it is, though. I love that. Drew says, I'm not sure if I like Jimmy after that either. I'm not for sure. Jimmy G would be better off and probably make more money if he became a model. In an asexual way, Jimmy G's probably the best looking guy in all of the NFL. Probably. It's between him and Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow has that hair, man. Like, I am jealous of his hair and that swag that he has. Woo. Buck, you still need to burn that pack of flies behind you. No, that is memories, man. Went up to Lambeau Field from our first Monday night game, my first Packer game at Lambeau versus Detroit. It was magic, man. Man City had so much fun up there. Spent so much money on beer. It was stupid. It was like $15 a beer. Absolutely stupid. But Jimmy G, let's make this full circle here. Jimmy G basically said his farewell speech to the San Francisco 49ers and said he wants to get traded to a competitive team, to a team that has a chance to win and be successful. Don't all players want to get traded to a successful team? Nobody wants to get traded to the Jets, right? Nobody wants to go to the Houston Texans. Nobody wants to go to the abysmal Seahawks right now. Yes, the Seahawks are abysmal right now. Nobody wants to go to the Lions. Sorry, Dr. Detroit, but if I am a quarterback and I could be a quarterback for the Miami Dolphins right now. No. I could be quarterback for the New York Jets. Do I want to get traded to Detroit? Hell no. Hell no, Buck is jelly. I'm not jelly. I'm better looking than Jimmy G. Come on, baby. Or the hair. You're talking about my hair, Drew. We're gonna have problems. I've had this hairline since I was 14. Come on, baby. Slow it down. But this is the only way Jimmy G will ever be successful is if he goes to a team that is just mixing a quarterback, i.e. Denver Broncos. If Jimmy G goes to Denver, yes, I know Aaron Rodgers to the Broncos makes them a lot better, right? Because they do have all that talent. But Jimmy G to the Broncos puts them in the playoffs, puts them in the AFC Championship game. Maybe not the Super Bowl, but the AFC Championship game. I mean, it is what it is. Jimmy G. I feel bad for him. I'm not going to lie. Not going to lie one bit. But guys, things that is happening right now around the NFL, well, I guess college football, we should say. Senior Bowl. Day one of Senior Bowl has come and went down there in Mobile, Alabama. How does Forrest Gump say it? Mobile, Alabama, right? But for the people that don't know what the Senior Bowl is, Luke G is high on the Senior Bowl, and I am as well. I think the Senior Bowl is a true testament of true talent out there. I think the combine is a complete waste of time. I like as Combs says, I don't care how fast you can run in a pair of shorts. Put a helmet and pads on. How fast can you run then, right? So yeah, for like me, in high school, I ran a 4.6 on the track in a t-shirt and a pair of shorts. Sorry, 4.7 on the track. You put a helmet and shoulder pads on me, I was clocked at 4.6. Why? Because I got places to go, people to see. I got heads to pound, right? Senior Bowl is by far hands and feet better than the NFL Combine, no doubt about it. So this is the opportunity for people that may not be high draft picks, people from smaller schools, smaller conferences that haven't had a lot of TV play, right? Player like former 5-star people like Jermaine Johnson II, a defensive end from Florida State. He transferred from Georgia to Florida State prior to the 2021 season. And he didn't play a whole lot this season for Florida State, but he made it. This kid blew out on film. When you watch film, which I watched Senior Bowl all day yesterday, or the Senior Bowl practices, right? This kid jumped out on film. You always have those few kids that just jump out on film, and Jermaine Johnson II, the defensive end for Florida State, he jumped out. He's like, hey, look at me, baby. He will be a first-round pick, guys. Channing Tindall, linebacker from Georgia. He is great, too. I got a chance to watch several Georgia games this year when they played Kentucky in the SEC championship game and stuff like that, right? Very, very good play. All the linebacker, if you are a defensive player on Georgia, you guys are all top 4 round picks. Georgia is great. So I'm not for sure why this Channing Tindall is at the Senior Bowl, but he is definitely a second round pick. No doubt about it. One more player that really jumped out at me, because we keep saying quarterback is probably the weakest position draft this year wise, right? Last year we had 5 or 6 great quarterbacks that went in the first round of the draft. This year, quarterback is kind of slim at best. Malik Willis from Liberty. This kid, wow. Great. Malik Willis, whoever drafts him, be prepared to get your socks blown off, because this kid has that Joe Burrow swagger. This kid is fast. He can beat people around the edges. He can run the RPOs. He can sling the ball, and he has his arm strength was it's freaking amazing. Probably, I mean, it's not Josh Allen's strength, but I give it Patrick Mahomes' strength. Good arm. Terry Bradshaw went to the Senior Bowl, as Drew says. I didn't know that. Terry Bradshaw was also a backup quarterback to the old Duck Dynasty guy too, right? I don't know. But, guys, we're up against the final break. On the other side of the break, we got some shop talk coming up. If you guys want to talk about anything, let me know in the chat, and we'll be right back after this beautiful little ad.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good. Fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts. I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong. I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth. Can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have it douse, not what I'm about. Have your fucking cloud, it be raining now. I keep making sound, go another round. Bitch, I'm legend bound, can't stop me now.
You don't wanna fuck with me. A slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can.
Anything negative, cause I just wanna hear it out your mouth, yeah. Give me fuel, it's a tool that I use to go ahead and run my fucking mouth, yeah. I take shots, I take loss, I make shots, I miss lots. That's how you get big box, you get yachts, you swing lots and pop off a big shot. I ain't done chasing, got big dreams, bigger things, impatient. Who's at the top think they need replacement? Who's at the top think I'm gonna erase them? Face it, I don't give up quick, I don't give up shit, I won't give up this. Cause I know that I want it, know that I'm on it, I'll make it, I promise.
You don't wanna fuck with me. A slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can.
And now, Mike's Thoughts. And welcome back to the Man Hour, guys. Michael Buckasha here. You can follow me on the old Twitter machine at manhour_buck. If you have missed any part of the show whatsoever, you can find us on iTunes, Spotify, and of course, iHeartRadio. Of course, you can find us on Facebook.com/manhour sports talk as well. If you watch us here on YouTube at youtube.com/manhour, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, because guys, we are live, raw and uncut every Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. right here on YouTube, and then again Sunday through Thursday at 8 p.m. East Coast time. So guys, join us tonight at 8 p.m. East Coast time. We are going to get deeper into that Brian Flores topic. We had a great conversation today with you guys here in the chat. We had an opportunity to talk a little bit about Jimmy G, a little bit about the Senior Bowl, and we'll definitely get deeper into some Super Bowl talk here later in the on tonight's show over here at youtube.com/manhour at 8 p.m. East Coast time. Me, myself, Will Combs will be live, raw, and uncut as always. So guys, usually the last 10 minutes of the show here, we open it up for the shop talk, guys. So if you guys want to talk about anything, let me know in the chat. Feel free to jump in on the text line as well at 812-648-HOUR. That is 812-648-4687. Let me open the old text line here, brought to you by Skull Candy. Go ahead and skullcandy.com. Use promo code MANHOUR at checkout to save yourself some dollar bills, y'all. So I'm not for sure what that is. So Texture comes in and and says, this is back to the Brian Flores talk here, and I'm not for sure what's going on with my phone there, but there we go. So this is back to the Brian Flores talk here, and the Texture says it is not about race in the end. It is about the principle of him not getting a fair shake. Okay, so I understand him not getting a fair shake. I understand people not getting a fair shake in the world, but how is a class action lawsuit going to help you get a fair shake in the end? So if I go and sue Walmart because I didn't get a fair shake at a general manager spot, are they ever going to hire me again? No. So you can take all that principle crap out the window, because I think that is completely stupid in the end. it's the principle of the matter. Come on. The principle of the matter is the fact that you did not interview well. It's simple as that. You did not interview well. They chose a different candidate, and you're pissed off about it. That's the principle of the matter. You are pissed off because you got overlooked. Simple as that. We did have a poll going over here, guys, at youtube.com/manhour. If Flores will ever coach again in the NFL again, an overwhelming of you guys, 87% of you said no. 12% said yes. So the people that said yes, I would be curious of why you guys think yes. Why do you think he will coach again in the NFL? If we scroll back to 2 hours ago, Rule the Jungle said if you vote yes, you are blinded by what's really going on. And I agree. Rule the Jungle definitely nailed it on that one. Next texter said, we've been watching tons of clips and we love the Kansas City Chiefs talk. Can we get more of it? Guys, we talk about anything and everything. And we open up the show for you guys every here on Man Hour at youtube.com/Man Hour at 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. Sunday through Friday. We open up to you guys to talk about anything you want. So be a texter. Jump into the YouTube channel. If you want to talk some Kansas City Chiefs, pop it in there. This is live, raw, and uncut. I do have a script that we try to follow, but if you watch the Man Hour, you know we don't. Like, I have some key points that I hit there or there. I did not plan for Luke G to call, and we have a great half-hour conversation. I didn't plan that. It's live, it's raw, and it's uncut. So if you want to talk about the Kansas City Chiefs, my man, call in 812-648-HOUR. 812-648-4687. If you want to talk about it, let's talk about it. We'll talk about anything you want, my man. I promise you. Drew over here in the chat says, who you going for in the Super Bowl, Buck? I'm going for the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm going for the Cincinnati Bengals because my wife's parents were Cincinnati Bengals. They were from that area up there in the tri-state area of Cincinnati, and they were Bengals fans. So, I mean, it would be nice to see them win because I do have family that is Bengals fans. I got cousin-in-laws and brother-in-laws and sister-in-laws that are Bengals fans. So it would be nice to see them, experience a championship because most of them are Louisville fans and they don't know what championships are. Right, guys? But yeah, pun intended there. So yeah, I mean, I'm going for the Bengals. I think Joe Burrow is a great story. I think the Cincinnati story is a great story. They were 2-14 2 years ago. Drafted Joe Burrow. He took him to 4-11 or whatever it is, 4-12. Literally blew his knee apart. Came back this year, and then they're in the Super Bowl. It is literally a worst to first story there, and we see it in the division, right, from worst in the division to first in the division, like all the time. But we literally never see it from dead worst in the NFL. Then two years later, you are in the Super Bowl. So yeah, definitely pulling for the Bengals, and I don't like the purchase services that the Rams have. So it is more about an opportunity, not so the employment. I'm not for sure what you're talking. Probably the Brian Flores thing. So it is more about the opportunity, not so much the employment. Brian Flores had the opportunity to interview, Drew. He had the opportunity to interview. He just shit the bed. He had a second interview lined up with Houston sometime this week. That's probably out the window now. Way to shoot yourself in the foot, and that one. He also says, it's a shame. I think Brian Flores would do well in New Orleans. I'm not for sure. New Orleans is kind of a sinking ship. Michael Thomas, we don't know what he is going to do. Alvin Kamara is being used and abused by Sean Payton. So I don't know. I mean, we'll see what happens here a little bit. But guys, it is that special time. The end of the show here, guys. If you missed, like I said, if you missed any part of the show whatsoever, Check us out on iTunes, Spotify, of course, iHeartRadio. No matter which team wins the Super Bowl, it's going to be a great story, whether it's Burrow or Stafford. Yep, you are absolutely great, Drew. Absolutely correct on that, Mr. Texter Drew over there on youtube.com/manhour. This is probably the best written storyline that the rigged NFL has had in many, many years, right? They try to give us the State Farm Bowl, the discount double check bowl, but we couldn't discount the ticket prices. So like, no, we're not going to do that, Aaron Rodgers. You're out of here. No. But yeah, guys, if you missed any part of the show, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/manhour. We do upload the clips, guys, every 3 hours over there. So 8 a.m., 11 a.m., 2 p.m., 5 p.m., 8 p.m., 11 p.m., 2 a.m., 5 a.m., 8 clips a day, guys. We are uploading over there at youtube.com/manhour. So we clip certain parts of the show. Bada bing, bada boom. It is all over there. So hit the join or hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon, get all notifications, and it's there, baby. 20 hours a week of Man Hour, guys, coming to you live, raw, and uncut. We'll see you tomorrow. Actually, we'll see you tonight, 8 p.m. East Coast time, right here on youtube.com/manhour. We'll see you on bellyup.tv at 3 p.m. Burns Radio at 1 p.m. We all over, baby. Man Hour Nation, rise up. Bureau. Have a good day, guys. Be safe. Ice storm, winter storm warning all over. Drive safe, be safe, all the good stuff. Drew says gamble 60. You can't.